Hello, welcome to another fluffy video, and we're going to talk right now about attitudes in the League of Legends. I'm joined by Rob.
Hello.
My name's Tim.
Hello, Tim.
So yeah, we've been playing lots of League of Legends lately. We're not experts, we're pretty bad, we're pretty inexperienced, we're both still not level 30, but one thing that we've come across, shall we say, in the random experience is just dickheads, right?
Yeah, it's a very odd. I don't get it. I suppose you have to put blame somewhere, and I don't know.
I mean, what we're actually talking about, we're not just saying that people who play LoL are, idiots. But what we've come across is that there's this. A lot of people have a chip on their shoulder kind of attitude, where, and it takes various forms. It can either be people on your team, or people on the opposite team in all chat, taunting or saying ridiculous things, making outlandish statements, and it's just a little bit like, why?
Yeah, it is very much like why. There are things to note, right? In LoL, first thing to note is when you haven't played a game before, you are new to a game, and therefore you don't know instantly how to play a game. So calling someone a noob and all that kind of stuff obviously happens in all games, but it's just really funny how people think that, firstly that people are going to be good enough, to know exactly what they're doing, and then you've got to think about, well, surely if these people are good enough, why are they being,
well, that's
put in my queue?
That's the other thing that I was going to say. Is like these people often who say things like, well, you're terrible, you're bringing me down, and I'm so much better than you. It's like, well, the way that LoL works is it matches you up with people who are similarly, have the same ELO as you. So if you're so good, why are you at this same skill level as these other guys?
Yeah, it's really.
It's bewildering, isn't it? How people they're quick to point out everything that's wrong with the way you're playing, and completely ignorant to all the mistakes that they make. And these people often make a lot of mistakes themselves.
Completely, loads of mistakes.
They're not actually that good, because if they were actually that good, they wouldn't be the kind of person who would constantly put other people down. They would actually be just playing the game.
But they don't take responsibility for that mistake.
No.
They then throw it to someone else.
Exactly.
Like, for example, in our last game, I was jungling and doing an alright job, keeping up and helping out Tim in top lane, who ended up being Tristana against... Who were you against? Lux and Ashe?
Yeah, it was a bit of an awkward situation. At the last minute I was told, oh, by the way, you're top instead of bottom, which I'd called in the queue, and it was because these guys in our queue were like, no, we're pre-made, we're going bottom, which is another thing that's like, well, okay, you're pre-made, so you have to go in the same lane, obviously, but never mind.
Yeah, it was really weird. So I was helping Tim, obviously, in the top, because he was being quite heavily pushed back. And we managed to keep the tower up and push them back. They weren't very good, which is brilliant. But then, down at the bottom, there was Vayne and his friend Leona, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They were pushing away at the bottom and chasing right, and dying and going, damn it, Amumu, where were you? Oh my god. So, etc. etc.
Because they're so good that they depend on your ganking.
Well, it's just weird. It's just weird how they can't say, well, okay, I chased too far. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have been, tower diving at that point in time.
But also, they failed to, at that same moment or shortly thereafter, they failed to call SS.
Well, yes, that's another thing.
But it's just amazing how people feel like you can make the slightest mistake, and yes, people do make mistakes, and more often than not, in our case, we'll be like, yeah, okay, we made a mistake, that could have gone better, etc. But the minute you make that tiny mistake, they'll be all over it in the chat, instead of diverting their attention.
Even made a mistake.
Yeah.
But you might have been too far away to even start to make a mistake.
I just think, I get the feeling in those situations that instead of flaming people in chat, they'd probably be better served in the long run of the game, actually just playing the game and focusing their attention more. They're channeling their energy in the wrong direction.
soon as you start wasting energy flaming people and
Yeah.
time, you suddenly
You're not with it. You're not map aware, and you're not, you know, keeping track of the flow of the game. And then you're in a position to get ganked, and then that just makes people angrier and flame more, and it's bewildering.
Yeah.
I mean, there's other things that sort of trouble me as well, with LoL and behaviour and things like that. The whole issue of quite early on in a game, if you've like had a bit of a bad start, people deciding that it's all over and it can't be won back, and not even trying, or wanting to surrender at 20.
Oh, that surrender button needs to be removed.
Yeah,
Seriously.
I don't understand it myself, surrender. I mean, okay, it's obviously there for people who would like the game to be over because they don't feel like, you know, that it can be won, and they don't want to waste their time. But it's not a waste of time, because you're still, you know, you're still in there, and you have a chance to at least deny them a really quick win.
Oh,
I mean,
but it's even practicing on the character you're playing on.
Exactly.
And being able to adapt in a situation
And
where
learning
you're not
from mistakes and
your
things.
build. Because you might not have your build going as per what you wanted, because you weren't getting the money in, because you're being pushed too hard. So, you know, learning to adapt your build is also really important.
But not only that, but there's a lot of situations where I've been in a game where it's looked like it's going to go horribly wrong, and, you know, a team fight happens late game, and, you know, you suddenly get like a second wind and you actually win it back when the enemy...
that ace. That ace you can pull out, and you can literally push right the way through.
Because of the 60-odd second respawn timer,
Because a whole minute is a long time to wait for respawn.
Yeah, but people are very quick. I've found in a lot of cases, not all the time, but people are very quick to say, "Well, this is just all over, and we're all terrible. We're going to die now. There's nothing we can do, etc." But I mean,
and
if
as
you
the guy
approach
on the other team as well, as the guy attacking and the people surrendered, like the last 2 games we played, they surrendered.
Yes.
And it was like, oh, surrender.
It's almost like they just.
I don't feel like I've won.
Yeah, they just want to deny you the win almost. It's very peculiar. I don't understand it. If a surrender vote comes up, more often than not, I will absolutely just not click yes at all. I'll go straight for that no, because it's annoying, isn't it? Because some people will actually get upset if you don't surrender, and they'll start complaining about that. They'll be like,
Why are you no surrender?
Why are you no surrender? This is ridiculous.
And then we go and win, which is hilarious. It happens so many times that people being like, oh, why are you no surrender? And then we just go and win the game.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we didn't surrender.
And the minute the tide turns and you start like pushing lanes back out again, that'll be the person who then starts telling you what to do.
Yeah.
Right. So they'll be like, push, go here, go there. It's like, wait, hang on, you wanted to surrender 2 minutes ago. We're not going to listen to you.
It's ridiculous. And also on the other team, like if you're kill someone and they're like, haha, lucky kill, or haha.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like, why are you saying that? Died to me.
Yeah.
If I'm a noob and you died to me, then that's just terrible for you.
Yeah, it's the old trap. it's the old chat trolling.
I don't mind a bit of trolling, but
I don't mind a bit of light-hearted taunting almost. That's fine. I think that's actually quite sporting.
It's good. Yeah.
It keeps the fight up. But when you're just saying ridiculous comments, like, oh, you suck, or
you suck, or you were just lucky.
Yeah, or you were just lucky, or haha, I let you win, I troll hard, or something. It's like, what? Why are you saying this?
What are you on about?
Do you think you're elevating yourself to some sort of greater, above, higher, status by saying these things? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like they're trying to degrade their performance to say they're actually trolling because they're playing so bad. Then therefore they are still better than you. And it's really.
It is so weird. It's like
there are some people on.
Do they think that we care?
On all, it's across all MOBA games though, especially.
Yeah.
It isn't in most. It is in a lot of games, like a lot of COD and all that kind of stuff. There's a load of shouting that goes back and forwards, but just so prevalent in MOBA games. It's just crazy.
I think it's I think it's got to do it must have something to do with the fact that fundamentally this type of game is about dirty tricks and getting the upper hand through whatever means necessary. You know, I mean, you're going to be successful if you can successfully gank, go like 3 against 1, or, you know, use actual tactics, which leads me on to another point actually, which is that I've come across a lot of situations where people have complained, or not complained, but sort of said, "What the hell?" Or, you know, "What the fuck?" when you use your abilities. Like, you know, like if you use a tactical skill that your character has to like kill someone in a way that actually makes sense, sometimes someone will be like, "What the hell?" Like,
yeah, it's hilarious.
Yes,
like,
I used my
OP.
ability and I killed you.
Ulti is OP.
But it's not.
Whatever.
I've had people come back and saying, you know, like, "What the hell, Tristana? How? You know, why did you do that?" What?
It's almost like they're accusing you of cheating.
Like, what? Why did I use my abilities that my class has to kill you? I don't know. Maybe it's because that's one of the objectives. But it happens a lot.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really is weird.
So
it's just like why? It's just. I think it's a lot of them are younger players as well, because I've noticed, like today in the UK, it is half term.
Right.
So currently there are a lot of children still probably playing, and I've also noticed that I have a game sometimes just after the kids have come home from school, because then I've got a bit of time to, while they're just watching telly and stuff and before dinner, I've got a bit of time to get in a game. And if I go on then, it's completely obvious.
Yeah.
Difference in
the 12 to 14-year-olds.
Yeah, it's hilarious. It's just they're just instantly, and there's like a big fight in the character pick where like, "I want to go top, no, I want to go bottom, no, oh," and then they all go like, bottom or all go top, and it's just like, oh, for goodness.
Yeah. It's amazing. I think perhaps that's part of the answer to what we're talking about here as well, is that, you know, a lot of the time it is going to be you know, early teens who are just, they don't know, you know, they haven't quite grown up enough to form a coherent argument or have sensible thoughts.
Well, and also they don't take responsibility for their own actions, and I can see that in my own children.
Yes.
Because I'm talking to Beth a lot at the moment about, you know, stop trying to, if we say something to her, she'll say, "It wasn't me," or, "No, that's not fair," and it's like, well, it literally was, because I just watched you do it, you know.
Yeah.
It's
no,
like
it's
that.
Literally just like, no, you did that. Take responsibilities for your actions and move
on.
Yeah,
exactly. Just move on, and that's all that has to happen. So, you know.
Yeah.
For these people playing this game, life skills, right? This is how you deal with social situations. You make a mistake, and you go,
"I'm sorry.
Shit, that was my mistake." Because, you know, 90% of the deaths in League of Legends, or any MOBA game, especially at the lower levels, is normally the person who is controlling the character's mistake.
Yes.
I know it is for me.
Yeah, it's for me, totally. I'll make mistakes a lot of the time, and it's fun playing in our little group that we've got. Especially, I've noticed Barry will totally, because he's quite experienced. If he sees you do something, he'll be like, "No, you don't do that. You do this."
Yeah, you can hear his palm hitting his face repeatedly.
And you'll just say, "Okay, thanks," you know, and move on.
Yeah,
you know,
it's all about experience.
Exactly. Exactly.
And you can't do that. You can't come into the game and know what to do instantly.
Yeah. No,
so
you
for
can't.
all those people wanting to try LoL and you haven't tried LoL or any other MOBA game, you just have to filter these people out.
Yeah.
Because they're just a bag of dicks.
They really are a bag.
And it's
of
all
dicks.
mouth. It's all mouth. They haven't got any.
Well, that's it. Again, it's like brings us back to that original point. Is if they were as excellent and grand as they say they are, then why the hell are they in the same ELO?
Yeah. Get out of my bracket. Go climb the ladder and go pro if you're so pro.
Exactly. And we don't claim ourselves to be pro. We know that we're bad.
Oh, well, yes.
We're totally. But that's the great thing about it, is it's like we know we're playing against usually equally skilled players, unless we're like grouped with too many like people who've won like 100 games more than us. In which case, you know, we might be playing against people who are slightly better than us. But yeah, Let us know your experiences about people's attitudes in LoL or any MOBA or even any online game. You know, just talk about it. It's an interesting topic, I think, and you know, ripe with stories about funny things that have happened, I expect. So if you've got an interesting tale about this kind of thing, let us know in the comments below, guys. Thanks once again for joining us for this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already for updates about our future videos, and we'll see you again next time.
Oh yeah.
Thanks again, guys, and goodbye.
Bye now.